Hello and welcome back to the Witching Hour. How are you doing today? Are you taking good care of yourself? Are you enjoying these stories? Are you enjoying these games? Are you enjoying all the spooky season stuff we have going on? That's good. Here's a story. Hello. Have you ever been completely and totally alone? Have you ever tried to scream for help, but you feel trapped? Like you can't get out of what you're trapped in, all because you read a certain book, but you can't do anything about it. In this story, Joe is also completely alone. This is called In the Wilds of the Suburbs by Del Stone Jr. His name was Joe, and that was about all he knew, except that he felt very alone standing in the main thoroughfare of Wildside Manor, watching the neat tracked houses stretch into infinity. The afternoon was very late, though Joe could not exactly say what time it was. He did not own a watch, but the quality of light told him it was late afternoon. The sun lay behind the blue veins of clouds from which hard, dry snowflakes broke against the frozen ground. A biting wind gathered the flakes into dusty eddies that swirled across the road in Wildside Manor. Joe expected to see tumbleweeds bounce across the empty yards. He stood in the center of the street, his hands hanging at his sides, and stared. Cars sat idle and ice-glazed driveways, skeins of bruised snow arching from the trees to the asphalt. A sled was propped up against the wall of one house next to the front door. A mailbox door lay open, the flag up, a manila envelope jutting from inside. A spigot was encased in a multi-pedaled bloom of ice. A child's big-wheel tricycle lay overturned in another yard, the black wheel hidden in a patch of snow. And there was quiet. Not the respectful quiet of a library, not the funeral silence of a ritual. This was the implacable shock of a catastrophe, the moment of numbness that always divides the brain from the awareness of acceptance, the crippling pain that follows. It was the quiet that had summoned Joe from his hideout beneath the concrete bridge that spanned the river. The river circled Wildside Manor like a moat, drawing a line between it and the city that waited beyond the infinite stretch of tract houses. Joe lived beneath the bridge, belonging to neither world, and came out only to scrounge the dumpster or hide from the bored cops looking to roast a few bums. Except the cops had not come today, and Joe, after daring to light a fire with the wood he'd taken from a nearby construction project, had finally noticed that no cars were crossing the bridge. The world was as silent as the day it had been born. Empty, he thought, staring at the houses. They were empty. No lights burned within. No irate men shoveled sidewalks, and their perfectly healthy kids played nearby. No two career housewives seated on scattered sand in the driveway so they could pick up the children from swimming practice, return home in time to throw something together for dinner, then spend the next 3 hours grading papers while their husbands hammered at computers until midnight. Joe had never been a part of that world. He never envied nor pitied the people who were, but he was curious now that the houses were empty, and he did not know where the people had gone. He walked absently down the street. A front door stood open, flapping idly in the wind. A plastic garbage can described aimless semicircles on the sidewalk, and Joe walked into the very heart of Wildside Manor, and it was the same everywhere. Emptiness, abandonment, silence. Those people who had everything and could reasonably want, where had they gone? Joe stopped at the center of the cul-de-sac. The sky was growing darker. The clouds still shed brittle flecks of snow, and he was surrounded by houses, and the wind could not get in here as readily, which lent a cathedral calm to the setting. The houses stood in the sharp contrast to the horizon, where a streak of light leaked through the overcast. In the yard directly in front of him, lawn ornaments, frozen flamingos, plaster-cast fawns, bunnies, and masked raccoons, leaning against one another at crazy off-kilter angles, their expressionless joy of innocence distorted by Ryan's vice and dirty snow. They looked sullen and angry. Joe thought of rats he'd seen, hiding in culverts. Sometimes they would turn on themselves, as if all of them in a single defining moment had witnessed some bleak revelation about the indifference of life. So they would kill each other in a final act of defiance, and then the water would wash their bodies away. Joe turned from the houses and faced the sky, and thought of everything he had and everything he was. It had always been enough, he told himself. It had always been enough. Snow skirted across the empty streets, and the next tract houses stretched into infinity. The silence, the emptiness, and Joe, no longer alone. What does it mean to be truly alone? Does it mean that you're trapped? That there's no one else around that can help? When you try to cry out and scream for help into the darkness and get no response, or you try to create a daily video series to try to reach out to people and send a message, and you get no response. We'll see you next time on The Witching Hour. Okay, hello. This is a game made by a Russian developer called Scary Scary Monster. It just starts out immediately in here. There's a monster in my home and I have to escape from it by solving puzzles. So... E to get that. Do I have to push E to get this too? So there's like the little footsteps at the bottom you can see. There's no description of the controls in this game at all. There's a piano here. I'm somehow supposed to escape from the monster in like a few minutes. This is supposed to be a short game. Do I just find the right door to go out of? Yeah, that is of absolutely no help. Beautiful. Oh boy. Well, the monster's coming, as you can see. You can plainly see. Can I go upstairs? No? E to go upstairs? Oh, this was the upstairs. Well, I don't know what I can do up here. I have to find the key. Probably need a key or something. I do like the idea of building up tension by, this is cool that this developer wanted to do this. Okay, so that would make it easier to see upstairs. I can't have whatever that is. Can I go in the bathroom if I have E? No, okay, so maybe it's lighter up here now. Here we go. Now I can play the piano. I think I'm gonna have to know Russian in order to beat this game. I didn't know that. I can go in here. Oh, hey, it's a... I'm supposed to be able to turn that into music or something? I have no clue. I'll at least see what the scary monster looks like. I figured out one thing. I could play the piano. It probably gets me a key, but I have to be able to translate the music into something? I don't have any clue. Maybe playing the... I'll probably do another playthrough. It's all about figuring out what... Yeah, I'm sure I gotta play that piano, and I gotta play this song on the piano. Is there gonna be a jump scare when the monster comes, or do I just lose? Do I see the monster? That's the question. Well, it's almost monster time. I do like the character design. This is very cute. This has been the season of me not being able to complete games. Okay, what happens? Monster? Okay. I even get to continue where I left off. Wait, what? That light was on. That's really confusing. I could have swore I left the light on. I guess I didn't leave the light on. The light's on down here. Okay, I guess I want to get this letter that's in the... obviously in the thing under the stairs. I guess I'll try to play the piano and see if I can do it. But there's a scary, scary monster. And it just makes an evil laugh, and I like it. Okay, this is obviously what I'm supposed to do, but I don't know how to do it. Dun, dun. Let me count this time. Is it just... Sounds like that. Yeah. Be nice to us. Let me see. No. No. There's absolutely no way. So, this has been Scary Scary Monster. It was a scary game because I couldn't understand it. We'll see you next time.